there are actually a couple of things that I've been improving on in my MCG that I made in Minecraft. Here are a couple of examples. This is the old Telstra logo that used to be on the 50, right? Well, it looks like this now. I tried to make it look as authentic as possible. A 50 marker will now be on the field. These are the old stadium lights. These are what they look like now. I will now pass you on to old me to show you some things in the build itself. There's also a couple of things that I want to show you around the stadium too. So let's go to one of these gates here. We'll go to gate 3, which is located in the Olympic stand. In here we have a couple of things that we need to introduce that I haven't really built yet. First thing we got is the MCG shop. Not really much in here right now. However, we did get a little stock in here, so right now the only thing you can buy are footies. But yeah. And soon, another thing that we're going to add into the MCG is the National Sports Museum, which should be located right here. However, there's nothing in there right now. The other thing we got on so far is a quote from Ash Barty. Here, you can, I'll try and position it. There we go. Yeah, there you go. You could just pause the video there for a second if you want to read that. Alright. Yeah, there's also a couple of things I want to show you around the build here too, which is worth noting out. So I haven't really built much around here, but the first thing I want to show you are the suites that are near the Ponsford stand. Well, it's actually in the Ponsford stand. There's actually 16 of them in total. I'll take you to number 10. And just make sure I haven't counted right. Okay, I counted right. I'm going to take you to corporate 10, which should be right here. In here, you get a couple of seats in here. You get a TV. In this case, there are 2 TVs. And you get a nice little view of the stadium. Here, I'll actually take you to the N one for a second. I'll take you to corporate 16, which should be located at the end. There's 14. There's 15. And here's the last one, which is corporate 16. You get a bigger TV in here. And a much better view. As you can see, nice little view of the little ground here. You can practically see everything in here. Exactly what you need. You could see not much, but yeah, it's something. The next thing that I've built around here are actually the media boxes, which is pretty cool. There's a couple of them in total. I'd say about as many as the corporate suites, I'd say. I will take you to this one here, because why not, so I can show you what it normally looks like. There's not really much in here, but we have a couple of tables, so people can put their little computers on, and also broadcast the entire game in here. And you also get a view of the ground from over here too. You can see everything over here, which is pretty cool. Yeah. So this is what practically every corporate, like all these media boxes are like. I'll take you to this one right here actually. Practically the same in here, but now you get a much better view of the entire ground from over here. As you can see from over here, looks much better, like a much nicer view, in my opinion. But yeah, that's that. Okay, so I'm currently standing inside the MCC Members Reserve, which is located right here, which is this 5-tier stand right here. It's the only stand in the stadium that actually has 5 tiers, because of this little one right here that says MCC on it, which stands for Melbourne Cricket Club. But yeah, we'll take you through here. There's not really much in here. I do know there's a bar in here and stuff. I forgot what this place is called, but yeah. Well, in here, you also get taken through here too. These are the little tunnels that you would go to. And these are all sections of the stadium to find your seat. We'll take you through this one here for a sec. Again, an absolutely stunning view from over here. You could just sit down, watch the match from this nice little view up here. And yeah, it just looks totally nice in general. What if I take you to a better spot? Okay, so I'm currently next to the Shane Warne stand right now. and you just get a nice view straight down the middle. You can walk around here for a bit. There's a couple of blue seats in here, as you can see. And yeah, you just get an absolutely beautiful view of the stadium. But there's also another thing I need to show you. The scoreboards in the stadium work. They're not here for decoration. They actually work. And yes, they display advertisements like McDonald's and stuff. Here's Target, which is pretty cool. It's on both ones, by the way. Yeah, see, the scoreboards here actually work. See, we got Toyota, which I think is pretty cool. Here, I'll try and get a view of both the scoreboards from around here. It's currently displaying Coles right now, as you can see. It's got Coles. And then it should go back to the MCG. Yeah, see, the scoreboards here, they both work, which is really cool. Took quite a while for these to actually work, but yes, they do both work in unison. As you can see here, they display like 5 or 6 advertisements. But yeah, still really cool in general. I think it's pretty nice. But yeah, that'll pretty much do it. There's actually a thing I need to show you of like the scoring system and how all of the stuff actually works. I'll get to that in a second. So this is what it actually looks like underneath all the goals. Basically, when the sheep goes onto the goals, it will activate pressure plates that will activate these observers, that will activate this redstone and all of these command blocks. And these are the things that actually make the scoreboard work. These are called structure blocks. I'll click on it right now and I'll show you. This is what the structure block sees. This is the scoreboard. Yes, this is what I actually use to make the scoreboards work. This is what I use to actually make the advertisements and that little goal animation. Basically, when a sheep goes on here, it activates all of this, activates a redstone signal, and it goes through all of these blocks. Hang on, I'll go into spectator. It goes through all of these blocks for a redstone signal, and finally, it reaches this command block that gives it 6 points. That gives the team 6 points. So yeah, a pretty cool little system here that actually works. And basically, if you activate it, it should look a little something like this. Really cool. That is actually the structure blocks doing its job as it should. But yeah, now you know the little systems of how this all works and stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed. Comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys later. Bye!